Hey, everybody.
Oh,
Do you like dice camera action? I bet you do.
I do, yeah.
Oh, because we're about to talk about it for quite a while.
I had no idea.
Um, Due to a series of unforeseen circumstances, Shauna cannot make it, and neither can Rena. So it's just me and Dylan. Hey, look a troopa. And couple changes were made. I'm not using, I know nobody cares about this, but I'm not using XSplit anymore. I'm using OBS. So the text box will be a little different on the screen. And also, I went into the thing and I made some of the viewers VIPs,
That's
which I
right.
believe means you can post links in the chat and some other weird things. So I know Luka Trupa, you are a VIP, my friend, and actually I'll have to
His old
remember.
diamond by his name.
I'll do Sima and Aukapan. Oh, and Vixen. Hello. Welcome
Your first
to
Waffle Talk
Waffle
stream.
Talk.
Also.
Wow. All right. So, Dylan, are you able to summarize what happened on episode 130 or do
Yeah,
you
I
want
can
me
do
to?
that.
Okay, go ahead.
Sure. Okay, so following the untimely death of Warrington Month after becoming a mind flayer, the party kind of. Well, first of all, we went to Dr. Serenity Theximoff's asylum in the C Ward, and as her mind flayer attendants came back, and we learned a lot of stuff about her and how she's ceramorphizing like bad patients and stuff. Uh, and eventually she came to visit them, and they investigated the Waffle House and discovered this weird mannequin that opened a portal to the Shadowfell. And they learned that Audra Nell, the lady who the rug was sent to, lives in basically a parallel version of the Waffle House. Um, which the kids were trapped in. And they saved the kids, and they learned that Shadow Water Deep, whatever you call that, Deep
Mm-hmm,
Shadow, I don't know,
mm-hmm,
has like a bunch of rulers, including Evelyn of Shar,
mm-hmm.
which is interesting. So yeah, there's a lot of hints to Undermountain stuff this episode. So
Luka Trupa says they can now send suspicious links. Um,
oh, nice.
please don't. Uh, Vixen. I've seen every episode. This is my first time seeing one live. No Rena today. Yeah, Rena is sick. You've seen every episode, first time seeing one live. That's awesome. Thank you very much. Sima, I still can't believe Warrington got Norded by a mind flayer. I know. We're in a post Warrington Munt world and it's all different and it
It
feels
is.
surreal. But we did get to see his blood seep through a crack in the ceiling this episode.
Yeah, and also one of his things blow up the top of the house. So his legacy lives on.
Phoenix, konnichiwa. Phoenix, I made you a VIP, so you could strut around. We'll give you a special monogrammed, like, dust jacket. No, wait, what do you call those? Where are you?
A
Like
members only
a
jacket?
bathrobe. Members only,
Bathrobe.
members only jacket. Yeah. Mirror deep
Bathrobe.
water peed. That's a good name for the alternate universe water deep. Water peed. That's perfect. Mirror deep. That's good too. I think that
Hmm.
Paulton called it fire shallow, which I thought was
Yeah.
really good. Yeah, fire. Yeah, Sima. I like Nate's fire shallow. Yeah, me too. And Vixen. At least Warrington had an epic funeral.
He did.
Yeah, a
Very
proper
eventful.
Viking gift funeral. Yeah, I guess. Just bummed that he's gone forever.
Yeah.
So, all right, got a big pile of notes here.
Excellent.
So my first question is, um, so this episode had a guest star.
Yes.
It is Juicy says water creep. That's pretty good too.
That's
You guys
good.
are on fire. Jeez. Waterpede,
Oh,
Water
look,
Creep, Mirror Deep, those are all very good.
look at you brings up a good point that I was actually thinking about right before the show. Doesn't this mean there's a Feywild Waterdeep too?
Yeah, it
Which is
does.
something I've never thought about because like there's been suggestions in like fourth edition and the DMG and fifth edition and stuff that the Shadowfell and the Feywild are mirrors of the material plane, but I've never thought about like, wow, there's alternate versions of people like Martum in the Shadowfell before. I've
I,
never thought about it
I
that way.
didn't know it worked like that. I didn't know that.
I don't know if it does, but it's really interesting to consider. You know,
It's kind of cool.
it's very Star Trek mirror universe, which I don't know how to feel about.
It is weird. It's definitely weird.
Mm.
Um, because I mean there probably are alternate universes in D&D,
Yeah,
right? So that would
yeah.
mean there's an alternate universe Prime and an alternate universe Shadowfell,
Oh God,
in
yeah.
each alternate universe. So it's like it's weird to have alternate universe versions of your Shadowfell self. You know what I mean? Just kind of
It's a good it's a
gets a
good
little
point.
gets a little weird. Sima, but I mean, if you're never gonna make an alternate universe in your
That's
game,
true.
then you should definitely do this because why not, right? But
Yeah, at that point.
I remember a long time ago I was running Madness at Gardmore Abbey, the 4E box set adventure, and I gave them a cube that let them see 6 alternate universes and what they were doing in those universes. It's like one where they're all
Interesting.
elemental people, and there was one where they're evil. Um, Phoenix, do you think Chris will use Mirror Deep to showcase Undermountain stuff without? Well, that's a good question.
That
That's a good
I
way
was
to do
actually
it.
thinking that when he said that two of the leaders were Vanrik Moonstar and what's the dragon's name? Umbraxikar,
Hmm.
I think,
Hmm.
because there's actually the level of Undermountain with the Shar cult is called Vanrik Doom and has those characters down there.
Cool.
So
And he said that them and Evelyn are
yeah,
running this city.
yes, he did.
That's really cool.
Yes,
But it's not, I think he said at the end, he clarified that this Evelyn is not the same Evelyn of Shar that the group ran into. This is the Shadowfell version of that bad guy, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's weird.
It. Oh gosh, it'd be interesting if like this Evelyn is like the living Shadowfell version of Evelyn,
Hmm.
but she was like a vampire or something. That'd be really weird. But I know there are vampires on that level of Undermountain, so
It's cool.
who knows?
Um, Simon, and knowing Chris, that's where Baba Yaga lives, the Feywild Waterdeep. Yeah,
Yeah.
and Vixen. Diath will never be able to decode the map in Warrington's room since it blew up. Good point.
Hey,
And he was about to try to draw it too, but he didn't have the time, and it blew
crap.
up. That's a good point. Look at Troopa. The Shadowfell in particular is kind of a weird case because of how the demiplane of Dread got folded into it, and there isn't really a Prime or Feywild equivalent to that, as far as I know.
Hmm.
Yeah. Sima, I feel like Diath has a bit more to worry about at the current moment, considering the state of his room and all that.
Yeah, I hope he
Uh,
didn't have anything important in there.
he did.
Yeah, I know
Juicy.
he did.
First Evelyn was made by the Stone sisters. I don't know.
No, I don't think I don't
The
think
other
she
dolls were,
was
but I don't think Evelyn was,
because
right?
she just kind of showed up in Port Nine Zaru, I think, and just kind of like, hey guys,
Yeah,
I'm taking over.
I think she was made in a Shar temple or something like that.
Hmm.
So, Dr. Serenity Theximoff is played by Hadil,
Yeah.
uh, who was on Holly's show Trapped in the Birdcage, and I really like her. I think she's really funny.
Hmm.
And so she'd been on one episode before where she did like therapy for the group. And I think it was hinted at the end of that episode that she was somehow linked to the Mind Flayers. And in this one, we learn I think she's in a place called Mistra's Asylum in the
Something like
seaboard of
that.
Waterdeep.
I think it was Mistra's arms,
Uh,
something
and
like that.
so she's got Mind Flayers that report to her. So my
Hmm.
question is, on the screen it says she's a halfling cleric. But
Yes.
what is she? Is she a mind flayer in disguise?
Oh gosh. I don't know. Cause like when I think of someone working with mind flayers, I instantly think like a thrall, but clearly she's not, you know? So I'm not sure. It's it could be like the mind flayers are just using her and like pretending to be her servants because it's they get new seramorphosis victims basically.
Hmm.
I don't know. Like I guess we'll look into that more in the future, but
I think the only ability she's used is
huh.
calm emotions, right?
Yeah, that and Zone of Truth.
Not oh, and Zone of Truth. Now, I don't know if those are Mind Flayer powers. If there's a variant Mind Flayer that can do
I
that,
That's a good question.
but I mean, it's just like, and, okay, she's a cleric. Who is she a cleric of?
That's also a good question.
Right?
Yeah. From the name of the asylum, like I assume Mistra,
But
but at
Mistra's
this,
good, right?
I would think for the most part, yeah.
Hmm.
So I don't know.
Vixen. I wonder if there
Hmm.
is an alternate Ravenloft. I
Oh God,
don't know. That would be.
it
Well, there
probably is.
sort of is actually on this show because of the time
Yeah.
travel. Didn't Dieth have some sort of office in the first floor of the house? I think so. He should really have an office, because he's a cop. He
Hmm.
should have an office in there,
The
in
precinct.
the precinct. He needs a
Hmm.
desk, you know, where he can get work done and put his feet up on the table and think about his current case.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sima. We don't know where she came from, and her corpse was gone when they went to try and recover it. So it might actually be the Earth One version of her that's ruling water,
Water dark.
water dark. That's another good one. Look at Troop. I don't know if halflings take to seramorphosis well. Don't know.
I mean, it worked on a gift, so who knows?
It's true. Sima, not that I think Theximoff is this, but could an elder brain technically become. That is crazy. Could an
Oh,
elder brain technically become mobile if it lets someone cast polymorph on it? That would be so cool if she was an elder brain
that
polymorph.
would be pretty cool.
That would be awesome.
I've never even considered that. Wow.
That would be awesome.
Shape change on an elder brain. Oh my God.
Archipans, she could be a cleric of Shar. I don't know. Could be. Uh, Luca Mistra has historically been noted to have worshippers of all alignments. Oh, similar to Umberly. Okay.
Hmm.
All right. Well, then she could be a cleric of Mistra. Hmm. Phoenix, is she trying to use Mind Flayer psionics to help her patients?
That's what it almost sounded like. Yeah.
So she made a
Which,
deal with them.
yeah,
Hmm.
it provides them more people to seramorphosize.
Hmm.
And from the sounds of it, she like, I can't think of the word, like rationalizes it in her own mind that she's giving them like a new life
Hmm.
by turning them into mind flayers, which I find very disturbing.
Hmm. Hmm. Look, also the current Mistra is neutral good, but the
Hmm.
previous one was lawful neutral. Okay.
Hmm.
Oh, there you go. It's like we learned a bit about her character, but we still don't know the whole deal with her character. It's always
Yeah,
weird when Chris cuts away and we see something that the group doesn't know. You know,
it is interesting. Yeah,
it's good fun to watch, but it's tough for the players to you know not metagame.
that's true.
But
Yeah,
I don't really blame them. I don't
yeah.
know. So we learned a little bit about Audra Nell, who the group has
Yes.
been looking for. Audra Knell. That's how it's spelled. Um, she was rejected by the Arcane Brotherhood. I'm almost positive she's in Dragon Heist. I think she lives in one of the walking statues, in the one with the globe. I'm not positive. I mean, I could be wrong, but I think
Oh, the God Catcher. Okay. Yeah,
yeah,
maybe. That's very
yeah.
possible.
And she went nuts. So, okay, so here's what we know.
Hmm.
Audranelle lives in the Shadowfell version of Troll Skull Manor,
Yep.
and she captured Martum Trek for some. Oh, was it Martum and his sister were running away or something, and she caught
Yeah,
him and bought. Why did she take him?
I don't know. He, I like, weird witches and stuff in folklore always have like children or young girls or stuff that they enslave as servants. I know
Oh,
Baba Yaga's had that in the past.
oh,
So
people in the chat are explaining it. Okay. All right.
explain it. Oh
All
gosh.
right, hold on. First of all, Simon says Theximov may have just been intellect devoured. There you
Oh
go.
god. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, probably right. Um, Phoenix, the best baddies think they're doing good. Yep. Vixen, I got kind of confused when Chris gave Martum's background. Is this an alternate Martum or is it the same one? And then Simon says it's Shadow Martum.
Yep.
Um, Vixen, but now Shadow Martum is back with them. What will happen to non-Shadow Martum?
Gosh. They might meet.
What's the deal with this kid, Martum?
I don't know.
I mean,
I
why
know
is
he in
he
actual
keeps
Dragon
popping up?
Heist. In actual Dragon Heist, he just has like that one paragraph in the third chapter.
Hmm.
But Chris seems to like him, I guess.
Yeah,
So
it is weird. Oh, look at yeah. I think somebody must have followed or subscribed. So I'm using OBS now, so I just turned on the noises. So you will hear a
noises. Wow.
loud twinkle if somebody does.
It's just like Sirenscape. I can't hear it. So
And I was trying to put in my own sounds and stuff, but I haven't worked it out yet. But
hmm.
I got a sound clip from the old D&D cartoon,
Oh God.
so I'll slap that in there, along with some goofy art from our shows and stuff. Um, it's Shadow Martin, yes.
Yeah.
Audra Blackcloak is the name of the last in the Godcatcher. Okay, so it's not the same person.
Huh.
Okay. Okay.
Interesting.
So, yeah, Audra Nell is in the Shadowfell version of their house,
Yeah.
doing something.
Something. Yeah.
Yeah.
And evidently she's very hostile towards Ulcoria Stone Marrow.
Yeah. So
That's nice to know.
Alcoria owned the house before Magnus,
Hmm.
uh, and she's shown up a few times on different episodes to put wards and stuff on the house. So maybe those wards were actually to protect the group from Audra.
Possible.
But
And she's also the one who set up the therapy session with Dr. Theximov to begin with.
oh,
So I don't know if that's just coincidence or if there's something deeper there, you know.
mm, that's yeah. So we're not sure exactly what all this Audra Nell stuff is about. Really
We're
threw me.
just we're just kind of dipping our toes in it, yeah.
Mm. And like I was really thrown by the Shadowfell Waffle House. I was not
Hmm.
expecting that at all.
When Chris brought up that Audrey was looking into like parallel dimensions last time, I figured we'd get something like it, you know.
Mm.
I wasn't sure that it was going to be the Shadowfell, but I knew there had to be something to it.
Um, so the walls of Warrington Munchroom were covered in a black resin. They were the concentrated negative emotions, and when you touch them, you take psychic damage. So why were they there?
I don't know.
A lot of
It could have
questions.
been it could have been like some sort of bleed over from connecting to the Shadowfell, maybe.
Hmm.
The Shadowfell's like right next to the negative energy plane. It makes sense if like ectoplasm, you
Hmm.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I wonder if there's going to be a Shadow Waterdeep Dragon heist. That'd be cool. I would like that. But I
The
think they're
Katrina says, is Shadow Magnus called Minimus?
probably Minimus. Is his last name? What's his last name?
Burnsides, so it'd be like freeze front.
Freeze Front.
Minimus
Minimus
freeze
Freeze Front.
front.
That'd be really cool. Juicy, that scene with the giant spider climbing on the house was so cool. Love that description.
Mm,
Yeah, their house, there's a lot of webs. There was birds caught in the webs, and there was a giant spider climbing on their house.
yeah.
Will there be a separate Shadow Waffle crew? That seems like a definite possibility.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
I'm a little wary of that because they already have had an evil version of themselves, and I really liked it. I feel like I don't want them to water deep it down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know
So,
exactly what you mean.
sh- sh- Shadow Jarlaxle is a sun elf.
No,
I don't think so.
and he's completely asexual.
Yep. Yeah, Phoenix, where you have to sneak the dragons into a vault. That's pretty good.
Hmm.
Phoenix, why did the tadpole instruct Warrington to make the portal? I don't think. Did Warrington make the portal?
Well, it was in his room, so I think he did. You know, for what exact purpose?
The portal is.
Okay.
Oh, this was really weird. A
Hmm.
mannequin with rabbit ears on it, and you stick something into the chest, and it starts to spin and takes you to the Shadowfell. What the
Hmm.
heck was that? Where did that come from?
So when I heard mannequin with rabbit ears, there's something in Mad Mage, like almost like that. When I was looking through it a couple months ago, and I just remember there's some person with like a rabbit head. So that's the first thing that popped into my mind.
Hmm.
But it doesn't look like it has anything to do with that. I don't think.
Hmm.
It could just be Chris lifting like visuals from Undermountain and tossing them all in.
Look at Troopa. There was this one D&D webcomic I used to read that had a whole arc where dozens of parallel versions of the party compete in the same dungeon. That sounds awesome. Vixen, wasn't he making odd machines from his old guns? That's right, he took apart his
What?
stuff. So maybe the Mind Flayers were instructing him. It's just, what's the deal with the bunny ears? That was weird. Where'd that come
Mind
from?
Flayer is weird, man.
Yeah, Phoenix, Donnie Darko. That could be a Donnie
Yeah,
Darko character.
yeah.
Yeah, it's true. Um, let's see. Okay, so there's a point in this session where
Hmm.
an invisible creature attacked the doctor and started choking her. And I believe it was called a ghost later on.
Hmm.
So this is the ghost. Where did that come from? There's a million question marks on this episode.
There really are. Yeah. Man, I don't know. Like I know in actual Dragon Heist, there's the poltergeist who lives there, but we've got no. It looks like Chris has replaced him with just unseen servants. You
Mm-hmm.
know, so maybe she was attacked by like not technically a ghost, but someone in the Shadowfell version who could like sense her presence or something.
And
You know,
reach through.
maybe.
Um, Juicy. Warrington's conversion took a long time. Ceramorphosis takes weeks on humanoids, not months, but might have been stored. Yeah, I think Chris said
Yeah,
this one took months. Vixen, I thought it was Audra. Me too, says
that
Phoenix.
was my first thought too.
So it
So,
could be Audra was just invisible and attacked the doctor of all
back to
people,
doctor.
or maybe Audra is a ghost. You know,
That's also possible. True. If
right?
she lives in the Shadowfell,
Yeah. But
it wouldn't
either
be that weird.
way, this person attacked out of everybody there, they
Hmm.
attacked the doctor, which is weird. Like why? You know?
She was really trying to figure out what that presence she felt was.
Hmm.
So maybe they, realized that fact and struck back.
Hmm. Vixen, it could have taken longer since Warrington's. That's true. A slightly bigger humanoid,
That's possible. Yeah.
a bigger brain. Its head is huge. The hippo head. That's gigantic. Oh, all right. Audra was one of her past patients. That's right, Vixen.
Oh yeah. Oh.
The
Yep.
doctor is linked with stone marrow. Ah, yeah, that too. Yeah, you're right.
Hmm.
So if it was Audra, she recognized the doctor and hates the doctor. Past patient. I
Hmm.
wonder if also in Theximoff's asylum or whatever it is.
Yes.
So you got mental patients and you got mind flayers there. I kind of wonder if Maybe some of the patients who are lost causes just become mind flayer food.
Possibly.
Maybe
If
they're
they aren't if they aren't good enough to be ceramorphosized, I would have it's possible.
and maybe Audra Nell was gonna be mind flayer food, but she got out.
Mm,
Maybe she knows the secret or something and went into
that makes
hiding,
sense.
right? Something
That
like
makes
that.
sense.
I don't know. Look at Trooper. They used to explain +1 and up weapons as existing on multiple planes at once. What? And maybe it was someone on the Shadowfall with +1 gloves. +1 and up weapons is existing on multiple planes at once. Really?
I've
I think
never
that's
heard that,
crazy.
but
Well, I mean, because like, what if? Okay, so say someone in the Shadowfall is just walking around and they're just swinging their
mhm.
+1 sword, and you're walking down the street and you're just, "Ah!"
Oh!
which would be pretty cool.
Hmm.
Um, Akapan, maybe Prime Audra was a ghost, and Shadow Audra was the one that kidnapped Marta. This kid Marta, man, worst luck,
He really does. Yeah.
man.
When I said Chris likes him, I think Chris might like torturing him. Is the
Yeah,
thing.
really. Jeez, poor kid.
Even in Dragon Heist, he's tortured. The poor kid.
Okay, here's another thing that happened.
Hmm.
When the doctor left, she went
Hmm.
outside to go get in her coach and leave. The group has an albino gazer, a mini beholder, Albie.
Mm-hmm.
Albie really wanted to leave with the doctor. Why?
Bet. Because Chris wanted the team to follow her. At the end of the day, probably that.
You think so?
But I mean, I she was really nice to Albie, so I think it just liked her,
Yeah.
honestly.
Because I was thinking that Albie used to work for the Xanathar.
Mm,
Bad
yeah.
guys there. So
Well, he didn't
maybe.
he didn't just work for the Xanathar. He's like a reflection of the Xanathar, isn't he?
Oh,
As
he
a
is?
gazer.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Is
I
he?
think that's how it works.
Oh.
Beholder's dream, and they have these little things that pop off them.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. But that was another weird thing. Was like, why is that happening?
Hmm.
You know, what is going on?
What's Chris's plans?
And the thing about the Waffle Crew,
Uh
they don't ask. I
huh.
don't mean that as a criticism. It's just the way they do things.
Yeah.
But it's like they don't.
They're just like, okay, this is happening.
I mean, we have a laundry list of
We
question
do.
marks here just on this one
We do.
episode, and
No definite answers.
when it's all over, they usually don't reflect and pull it apart. You know,
Hmm.
they need Alice from Waterdeep Central to come and team up
Mm.
with Dia to kind of figure out some of this stuff. I think.
Investigation.
Yeah. Maybe. Okay, you said that one. Crisis in Infinite Waterdeeps.
Hmm.
Well, there's two overlapping planes, right? There's the Shadowfell and there's the Feywild.
Yeah.
That's it, right?
There's that, and then there
Oh,
has
and
been,
the
like you said,
ethereal, the
the
ethereal plane.
ethereal. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yep.
So there's three, but the ethereal I don't think is one of the ones where it's like, that's just a transitive plane, where you
Yeah. It's like the astral.
travel and your dreams are there. You can hide stuff there. Ghosts are there.
Ghosts live there. Yeah.
And there's like
Night
there's a
hags.
shallow section and a deep section. Yeah, the ethereal's actually cool. It's funny, when you're first playing D&D and reading about the stuff, I used to get the ethereal and the astral confused a lot. But once you
Same.
read more, it almost feels like they're redundant, like they shouldn't have both. But I think when you read more, it's like no, they're both good. They're both got
Hmm.
their own thing going. Although I think the astral's gotten a lot more development than the ethereal has.
Oh, definitely. I mean, the astral is Githyanki and dead gods and all
Mm.
sorts of crap in it.
Vixen, did anyone live in the turret? I can't remember. I know they were gonna put a cannon in there.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think anybody went in there. Where was Waffles during all of this?
Good question.
Waffles could be dead,
Oh God, please no.
right?
Please no.
Because Waffles
Chris.
is usually upstairs.
It's true. And nobody asked.
Nobody asked.
Oh God.
Yeah. Although Nate did specifically ask to make sure everybody was out of the house.
That's true.
So that would have included Waffles, I think.
Mm.
He did stop himself, which was I thought that was like a really good. I was like, is Paulton just gonna blow it up and not even? But he actually stopped and said, "I'm gonna make sure nobody's in the house," which was like, oh, hey, this guy,
Development.
look at this guy, you know, he's better. Um, I thought Waffles lived in the turret, but I can't remember. I know Waffles
No,
was upstairs, but
she lived in the den,
oh
which is the
no,
room with the 2 balconies, I think. It's
oh
where
okay.
my character lives. So
Luca Troopa, I'd say Ethereal kind of counts. There's just not a whole lot there unless you go deeper.
true.
Phoenix, I think they lived in the room with the way up to the turret. And Coyote Trickster, white text guy faded Waffles out. Yikes. So maybe Waffles is dead.
Oh God.
And Waffle, let's not forget everybody. Waffles was pregnant.
Yes, I know.
Maybe. Not
Just like
cool.
just like her mother.
Not cool.
Chris doesn't like pregnant owlbears either, evidently.
Not cool. All right. Um, I have a bunch of stuff here.
Throw 'em at me.
Strix took Audra Nell's spellbook.
Yeah.
And she can't read spellbooks, right? Because she's not a wizard. But she can read what's written in the margins,
Mm.
right? And there was a whole lot of
Mhm.
drawings and stuff,
Yeah.
including one of Alcoria's stone marrow, like impaled on a spike. So she doesn't like Alcoria.
No, I think that would qualify for not liking someone.
Oh, Phoenix got to go to work. Good luck. So Desne. Luca Troopa. Shadow Waffles joins the party. That would be cool. So if Waffles is dead, they could get Shadow Waffles.
Mm.
There you go.
Like undead owlbear.
I guess it would have black feathers and fur.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Red
Juicy.
eyes.
Juicy. I'm sure Waffles is fine. She must be. I don't know.
So
I would think that Paulton checking the house to make sure everybody's gone. I'm pretty sure that that will be good enough. Shadow Waffles is a bear owl.
God, that'd be
So the
disturbing.
head of a bear and the body of an owl
On an owl, yeah. Now, is the owl like owl sized or is it big? Is the question.
should be big.
Okay. So it's like a periton or something almost.
Ugh. I don't like those things.
No, I don't like them either. They're scary.
They're just goofy. Strix
You
found a
don't like
tuning
the
fork, which is the
yes. Like that.
component for plane shift. So
Hmm.
does it go away when she casts plane shift?
I don't think so.
No. You just have to
No,
have a tuning fork.
I think once you have one tuned to a plane, you can use it to, ding it, take you there.
Vixen says if they get Shadow Waffles, I hope they get Shadow Simon. No. Well, wait a minute. This is Shadow Simon.
Isn't this technically Shadow Simon? Yeah.
Yeah, because they got Simon in
Good
Barovia, which is in, I believe, the
Shadow.
Shadowfell.
Yep.
So that means there might be a real world Simon.
God.
If there's a real world, whoever created Simon. Maybe
God.
it's nice. Maybe it's a nice Simon. So maybe we should swap. Maybe we should find that one.
Please,
Yeah.
Sean. Oh God. Thinking
Um,
about the implications of having all these parallel universes is really it's
mhm.
gonna blow my mind if I think about it too much.
Juicy, tiny bear with wings. The bear owl.
Mm.
Look at Troopa. Did you read the Dragon magazine Ecology where peritons were blamed for Atlantis sinking? Okay,
No,
that's just
I
no,
haven't. How
no.
would How would an eagle with a deer head and like a human shadow that eats hearts make Atlantis sink? I don't understand.
No. That's the jump the shark monster. No way.
I don't know.
Can't.
I think they could be used interestingly if you used them
They're
right.
flying monsters with deer heads and antlers, right?
Yeah.
Just
I mean, to be fair, Sean, there's goofier things in
they're
D&D.
just unnecessary.
Yeah.
No one asked for this. No one wants no one wanted them to begin with, and nobody wants them to sink Atlantis. You know? Just hunt them into I'm gonna do that in my campaign. People are gonna hunt them into extinction.
Oh
We'll put out a
no.
bounty on the peritons. There'll be
Then
a
you're
lot
gonna
of
have to use them in like multiple games as we go hunt them all, though.
that's fine.
Okay,
Until there's only
I'll do
one left.
it.
Because maybe people find the ruins of Atlantis and they realize it was the Peritons. Then they look at the other cities, and the Peritons are looking to sink those as well. And they're like, no way. And
Oh,
they're
and
not
if we hunted them to extinction and there's only one left, if we're playing Secrets of Castle Greyhawk, we could sell it to that dude who buys rare animals.
doing that. It's gonna be awesome. Uncanny
Oh,
Adventures. That's Jeanette. Hi, Jeanette.
that is Jeanette.
Don't
Hi.
mess with my boy Simon. I've never been a big Simon fan. He's too evil. Too evil. Coyote's trickster. Since Martum came from the Shadow Waterdeep, I'm not sure I'd trust him. Right. Although, isn't the Shadowfell mostly like it drains your emotions and fills you with despair?
Yeah,
So he's probably just a
yeah.
little kid full of despair.
I mean, given his life, yeah, I don't think that'd be too hard.
It's probably like, you know, child actors full of
Oh,
despair. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But we can help him. Uh,
Well, the Waffle crew probably won't, but yeah.
uh, let's see. Puritans are kind of a mythology in joke because some French dude in the 18th century or something made them up and said they were ancient. Oh, thanks, French dude. Jeanette put Simon in a campaign she's running.
Hmm.
Akaban. Simon is the best. He was ready to save the kids. He is he is changing. I don't know into what, but he is
Hmm.
changing into something. Right? Better.
Hmm. Hmm.
He is better.
Indeed.
He seems to be modeling himself after his chaotic neutral dad.
Oh, well, yeah, definitely.
So he's gone from like evil poison dart spewing murderer to just a wacky.
I think I think being able to actually be like a flesh and blood child has definitely helped him
Mhm.
in that regard. Yeah.
Maybe he understands the value of life better as a
Maybe.
construct. You know what I
Maybe
mean?
actually, yeah, because he's not immortal anymore.
Yeah. Look at Troopa. The Shadowfell is the world where the Iron Shadow won. Hmm,
Iron Shadow.
the Iron Shadow. All right. He's torn. Oh, that's a good point, Jeanette. Simon is torn between Paulton and Evelyn's examples,
Hmm.
but Evelyn lets him do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
So that's probably not good for Simon.
No. No.
Uh,
Usually parents who let their kids do what they want. It's bad.
yes. So the Shadow Waterpeed
Waterpeed, yeah.
has three rulers. There's a Death Knight, a Shadow Dragon, and the Shadowfell version of Evelyn of Shar.
Hmm.
So that was the thing where it's like I don't remember how that was revealed, but it seemed like that was something that Chris was so excited about he just wanted to say it.
I think Martin told them.
Oh,
I
Martin
think.
told them. Okay,
Yeah.
because you know, but it was really cool, and it's like, ooh, all right.
Hmm.
I love Evil Evelyn. She's the best.
It, I think it really had a lot of resonance because Anna wasn't there to like hear
Yeah.
it.
Mm,
So she's gonna
yeah.
hear it secondhand next
Mm,
session.
yeah. And then Warrington, while he
Hmm.
was being influenced by the Mind Flayers, he built the mannequin with the bunny ears.
Hmm.
He also built a black box with wires in it with a big red button on it.
Yeah.
And that blew up the whole top section of the house. Why did he build that?
Gosh, I don't know. Like when you started talking about it just now, first thing I thought was he knew he was being influenced by the mind flayer and was like blow himself up or something.
Hmm.
But we haven't really seen any evidence of that, so I can't say.
Hmm.
That is my first thought, though.
Luka Troopa, because it's funny. It was funny.
Yeah,
It's
well,
just like I'm gonna put a button in here and see if Paulton can resist pushing it. You know?
to be
No.
fair, it's very on brand. So
Yeah. No. Yeah. It was just like I mean I was hoping he was gonna push it. So why not? Right.
when the adventure has something like that, don't all DMs like pray that their characters press it? You know,
I
like
guess,
pull the lever, do it.
but it's like I was. Here's what I was thinking when that was happening.
Hmm,
Are they just gonna blow up their whole house now?
God,
Because that's kind of the end of the house. I mean, you just blow it up completely.
yeah.
That's it. But it only blew up the top floors,
Hmm.
so it was kind of like okay. But I don't know. It kind of felt like I don't know. The whole house should have blown up. Hey, I just saw the. This has nothing to do with anything.
Hmm.
I just saw the movie Poltergeist from
Yeah.
1982. And the whole house imploded.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I usually get scared easy. That movie didn't scare me at all. I don't know why, but there's some
Hmm.
cool stuff in that movie. Then I started reading about the daughter, the older daughter,
Hmm.
Dominique Dunn, how she got murdered in real life.
Oh God.
She's horrible. It's just like crazy.
When you look into stuff like that, you can fall down like some really weird rabbit holes. I know
Mm-hmm.
I have in the past.
Mm. The Waffle House needs renovation again. There's got to be some kind of spell that could fix a house. That's what they need.
I mean, I know there's stuff like Fabricate. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, Instant Fortress is a spell if they really wanted to do that.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be fun.
Vixen, the self-destruct buttons are always red. Yes.
They are. Or have a big skull on them.
Look at Trooper. That's what 10-foot poles are for. Yeah. Vixen, they could always live in a tiny hut.
That's true.
Mm-hmm. Um, Momentium. Do you think Jared will play Simon in an alternate show when the other? Oh, I think what happened on this one was Chris handed Martin right over
Mhm.
to Jared to control, and
Yeah,
that's probably to set up a future episode where they're all going to play the kids, and that way Jared can play Martin,
that makes sense.
right? I think
Yeah,
that's what it was. I don't think Jared would play Simon. I mean, he could. I think if anybody was
I
going to
think.
play him, it would be Nate.
Oh yeah, actually, yeah, good point. I think Chris has too much fun playing Simon to really let anyone else play him.
Hmm.
Honestly,
Hmm. Cody
he had said
Trickster.
it's like his favorite NPC.
Yeah. Coyote Trickster. Maybe he knew he was being targeted by the doctor and was planning an escape from her.
Hmm,
Escape to the other dimension and destroy the way to retrieve him.
maybe.
I see. Yeah, could be.
Hmm.
And Jeanette says Chris really embodies Simon. That's creepy. I hope not.
Chris also shoots darts out of his mouth.
All right. So at the end of the episode, oh well, wait. So they blew
Hmm.
up the top section of the house. Is
Yes.
Diath's treasure destroyed? Is it destroyed?
I
He just got all that
hope not.
treasure.
We just got it. I hope not.
I would say that because treasure chest was sealed airtight
Hmm.
and survived underwater for a long time, that it's a sturdy thing, and if you kept it shut, then it'd be scorched, but the stuff inside would still be okay.
Hmm.
That's what I
That's
would
a
say.
fair ruling. Yeah.
Although it's wood,
Well, I know, but at the same time, wood can be pretty sturdy.
maybe it was still soaked, like it was
So, yeah, I was thinking
waterlogged.
that too.
Yeah. Look at Trooper. It's like the Indiana Jones fridge. I
Yeah.
actually tried to do that on Mordenkainen's Path of the Plains yesterday,
Oh
We were in
God.
a mind flared spaceship, and one of the players killed himself by blowing up the interior. And I wanted to do the fridge thing, but it turned out not to be necessary. So, oh no, momentum! You're saying the chest was open?
No.
Oh man, because there was like 7 things in there, and including the noose,
Yeah.
the creepy hangman's noose, and it wasn't. Oh, Vixen. It wasn't really treasure. I think they would qualify as interesting trinkets from Barovia, but you never know. It was like Chris might have come up with some weird, cool things for them that'll play
Yeah.
into something at some point.
Yeah. You
Uh,
never know.
he usually does fun stuff. It's not. I think usually when he gives them something,
Huh.
it's usually not boring.
I mean, you have to consider Diath's keys are trinkets, technically,
Yeah.
but they've been pretty cool items
Oh,
for
Vixen
the whole
and
campaign.
oh, Vixen says Diaz took the entire lid off the
Oh,
chest,
that's
and
right.
Momentium says the top was taken off. He
That's
did
right.
remove the hinges. You're right.
Yeah.
No,
Crap.
I think his treasure is gone. Unless he looted it, put it on his
That is
person.
possible. Yeah. Just
Maybe.
carries it around with him.
Maybe.
They're all pretty small. He could have fit it in a bag. Well,
Yeah.
hmm.
Huge explosion. Who knows? Um. Okay. And so here's the last thing that I have.
Hmm.
The doctor's mission was to get Warrington Munt's body.
Hmm.
Why?
Gosh. Oh, man, maybe mind flayers are weird. Maybe they could like take the information that was like in his mind, even though he's dead somehow, you know? Because I know there's like that old 1800s thing where like you can read a dead person's eyes and see the last thing they saw or whatever.
Hmm.
So maybe they could do something like that and
Mhm.
like get whatever information he had.
Because I know he was infected by other mind flayers.
Yeah.
So maybe these mind flayers want to know more about the other mind flayers, the ones that were in space on the Nautiloid. And Coyote Trickster says resurrection
Also possible. That is also possible.
because he would know a lot about that mind flayer ship because he went on it, was on
Yeah.
it for a while before he blew it up.
I
So,
do know.
and you know what? Maybe he blew up that mind flayer ship by making a black box with a red button on it.
Maybe. Yeah, actually. That's a good point.
Yeah. So,
Actually, there is uh a spelljammer down in Undermountain that has a mind flayer captain. I know that's one of the levels, like even before the book came out, they like, hey, look at this cover art. Look at this. Hey,
mm,
look, a pirate mind flayer.
mm,
So maybe it has something to do with that. Because I know she said that they had found something in Undermountain, you
mm,
know? So maybe it's related to that. Like, you know.
don't know. All right. So, I think we have covered the entire episode.
Hmm.
It's good, right?
It was interesting. Yeah.
You liked it?
It was very straightforward, you know, while not providing us many answers to the questions it raised.
I liked it because I couldn't guess what was going to happen. It
Hmm.
kept moving. I like how Chris runs encounters without using initiative sometimes. You know what I mean? Like he just
Yeah.
because the entity attacking the doctor could have been really boring. You know, could have been let's all roll. What do you do? You know, and like, but instead he just kind of ran it as a story,
Hmm.
and I think it worked better, and it saved time too.
Yes. Yeah.
So I thought it was awesome. It's an awesome. I've liked this whole season.
Hmm.
You know,
It's had its ups and downs for me,
yeah.
you know, because sometimes we've hit like a really interesting story, for me, and then we cut away from it, and it's like, shoot,
Mm.
I want to hear more about that. Come on.
There just hasn't. For me, it's just every episode is like easy to watch,
Yeah.
keeps my interest. Um, it is usually very amusing,
Hmm.
and
I will say this. I feel like this season's been a lot more lighthearted than the others have,
yeah, I
for
like
sure.
that. I like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, definitely. Okay, let's see. Any more? The top is taken off. Must be cold. Vixen. It's not like he needed the noose. I hope not.
Oh.
Sad that they cannot keep the treasure. Maybe the knight can fight the pirates. Vixen. I'm kind of glad Evelyn wasn't there because if she was, then Paulton would have stayed in Shadow Waterdeep. That was a thing on this episode where Paulton wanted
Hmm.
to stay
Yeah.
and let he wanted the group to basically leave him behind, which
Yeah.
was weird, but they didn't want to leave him behind. So
They didn't have to.
he kind of begrudgingly went with them.
Hmm.
So that's good. Don't split. You know,
Yeah.
don't
Please
split.
don't stay behind in Shadowfell World.
Don't split like that. All right. So I think that covers episode 130. The show is really, in my opinion, it's on a roll. We're in
Hmm.
episode 130 and we're not even close to being done. And I love that because this is like most. I don't know how it is now, but
Hmm.
years ago, especially when I was running games in the game store, I noticed that most campaigns don't last more than 7 sessions. Most of them seem to fizzle out.
Yeah.
And part of that is people's schedules or the DM is excited about an idea, but then they kind of burn out on it when it doesn't really come out the way they hoped it would. So to me, and then online,
Hmm.
I've noticed that there's a lot of people who run seasons. So they'll just do like 8 episodes of some campaign or game, and that's it. Then they go to
Yeah.
something else.
Yeah.
And so this show hitting episode 130, even on the D&D channel, there's not many shows that have come
Not many shows that can say that. Yeah.
close, even close to 100 or 50.
Mhm.
So episode 130, this is, I would think, this is like the longest running D&D online game yet, right? I mean, it's going to
It's
be
definitely up there, like regular. Yeah.
like if they get to 200 episodes or 250, that's going to be
God.
tough to beat because it's once a week. That's years and years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they've skipped weeks too. So.
Yeah, they've skipped weeks. They in the
God.
beginning they missed more weeks, but they stopped doing that, and they're like every week they do this show.
Yeah.
It's awesome. I really like that. I really like Chris setting an example of a long-term campaign because I like longer campaigns,
Oh, so
and
do
it
I.
bums me out
Totally.
when it seems like the norm is for people to do 6 episodes of something and then jump to something else. I mean, if people like it, that's fine, but I would like to see some people make long campaigns, over years. That's
Yeah.
to me that's a lot of the fun of D&D's. You have this character that you're really invested in.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, as a player and a viewer, I think having that character that you follow through from level like 1 or wherever you start to level 20,
Hmm.
like that's the dream of D&D in my
Hmm.
mind. You know?
And so
But
few
totally.
people go from 1 to 20.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very few.
Very few.
Um, and what's cool is like you have this character sheet and you have all the stuff on it. And you're like, where did I get that? And then someone will say, oh, we got that blah 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 last year or 2 years ago. And it's like it's really cool. It's like you've built this
Yes.
thing through your hard work, sort of. You've earned all the stuff you have, and it's really cool. And that's one of
There's
the reasons.
nothing there's nothing better as a DM when your players are going over their inventory and they're like, "Where did we get blah blah blah?" And you're like, "Not even I remember that. Where'd
Hmm.
you get that?"
Hmm. Yeah, and like that's one of the reasons. Like, there's this 20th level adventure from second edition called the Labyrinth of Madness. And like
Mm,
at any time, I could just tell people make 20th level characters. We're gonna go through it, but I don't want to do that. I want them to get their characters all the way up there and then run it. You know, because I don't know. It's just more exciting and like the risk. You've
The
got this
risk,
character
yeah,
that's all the way up there. Now you're going into this really deadly place. To me, it's like it's going to be more intense and more
yeah.
fun, and they're going to know their characters so well, and it's just going to be really just a lot better, in
Well, it
my
was like
opinion.
that with the Tomb of Annihilation. You know, when you ran that, like I had investment in my character before we even got anywhere near that place.
Hmm.
So,
And that
you know,
place changed your character.
it did. Yes, it did.
Yeah,
Yes, it did.
you went from
Very
male to
much.
female.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Also, mentally, she had a lot of problems from that. People dying.
yeah.
Yeah,
So, yeah, I'm Dice Camera Action. They're on a roll. I feel like
they
it's
are.
still getting bigger every week. It's not even close to as huge as I think it will be. I think this is going to be a thing where it's going to be kind of a legendary show once it's all done. This campaign,
Mm, that's very possible.
and it grows, but it grows very slowly, and
Mhm.
it's real fun to watch it go. Because I mean, I was watching, like I've been watching from the beginning. I don't remember how many the viewer count in the beginning, but it was like under 100, I think, in the beginning.
Really?
I think so. And now
Wow.
now it's like, what was like 1400. I know there was one where it
Yeah.
was like 2500 live viewers. And if you look back at episode 1 on YouTube, it's got over 1 million views now. So
That's
it's just really cool to like watch it slowly grow. And it'll be like a big thing. Like I think, and then they're doing all these cool things with the characters to kind of raise awareness of them. Like they put
yeah,
them in
like Idle
Idol
Champions.
Champions, and they're
Yeah.
gonna they're gonna have them in the Baldur's Gate
Baldur's Gate.
expansion.
Yeah.
You know, and so slowly over time, people are gonna be able to discover the characters in a lot of different venues related to D&D. I really would like to see them. I don't know. I personally would really like it. You know how they used to have the iconics where certain they would have their like
Yes.
Regdar and Meowly in third
Regdar.
edition, where they
Yeah.
would have these certain characters that would be in all the artwork in the books. I would really like it if they did that with the Dice Camera Action characters, make them like
You know,
iconics.
I actually listened to an interview with James Hayek about Dragon Heist,
Mm.
and he was talking about stuff they cut from the book. And evidently, one of the faction missions that they cut had Strix in it, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep.
Did they cut it because Strix was in it?
No, I think he said it was just like room in the book. They
Oh,
had to use it for other stuff.
that's a bummer.
Yeah.
And like it's funny because like when I make, I would make DM's Guild stuff, and it was like, can I put a picture of Evelyn fighting my bad guy? And it's like probably not, so I didn't do it. But it would be fun to do stuff like that.
Hmm.
Look at Trooper says DCA makes me mourn the comment section of
Ugh,
D&D's
yeah.
comments. Oh, so yeah, they on the comments a few months ago they turned them off, so nobody can make comments. Uh,
It is sad.
I think part of that was there was just a hint of YouTube is overloaded with trolls. Not so much in the D&D
Yes. Yes,
comment
it is.
section, but if you go to like any political thing, it's insane, you know? So like the
Yes.
bigger that the D&D channel got, I think the more they were going to attract, you know, just goofy trolls.
Yeah.
It's
You know,
probably I mean, you can always go to the subreddit to
it's
talk
true.
talk about stuff like that. So all right. Well, I think we are all out of time. Thanks, Dylan,
Of course.
for
I'm always happy to talk about
being a
D&D.
tag team. We hit our finisher move.
Hmm.
What would our finisher move be?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I don't have no
We'll
idea.
have to consider it.
I feel like I should pick a guy up,
Hmm.
then you do something to him.
God, what would I do to him? I will tell you maybe next week what I'll do to him.
All right, everybody, we're gonna pick a guy up and do something to him. See y'all later.
Bye, bye
Thanks for
guys.
watching Waffle Talk, and everybody in the chat. Thank you very, very much, and I'll make some more of you VIPs, so you'll get that special treatment. People like Momentium and Okapan, and Vixen, and more.
Mhm.
See y'all later. Don't forget to watch next week. Thanks for watching Sleepy_Gary and Coyote Trickster. We'll see you all next time. Goodbye.